Okay, so students,
Yes, sir.
good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now here, I first of
Yes,
all
sir.
want to tell you we are doing this particular session. Uh, in fact, this particular session will help me in understanding the level of intelligence that you people are at. Okay, so let me define the level of intelligence. So there are actually five level of intelligence. Okay, the first level of intelligence, I'll define the level of intelligence. In fact, I had given a glimpse of this particular thing earlier. Okay, so the very first level of intelligence is that you need to know about the terminologies. So whatever you're learning, okay, whatever you're learning, if you're learning about the Zoom itself, so you need to know that like what is Zoom. So Zoom is having the device sharing facility. You will be able to share screen on Zoom. You can actually record the session on Zoom. You can actually in fact like mute someone, like there is an admin. So like you understand the terms, everything about the terms and everything that is there on the Zoom. So I'm just taking an example, like uh, what is the level of intelligence. So that is basically knowing about all those things is known as the uh, first level of intelligence, where you basically get to understand the terminologies. Okay, the second is the semantic cues. Okay, now if someone tells me that like you need to mute, I mean like if someone tells me that I need to in fact unmute, let's say I need to unmute, let's say, Neetu ma'am. Okay, yeah, so now here I'm reading a word unmute and I'm reading another word Neetu ma'am. Okay, so then there is so this is basically the semantic cues, where you basically try to understand the next action based on the terminologies that you studied, and then based on that I'll be taking an action. You get it, right? So that's how we do it. So this is basically the second level of intelligence, where applying, where you're understanding based on the terminologies how to read the terms, how to take actions on those terms. So that is the second level of intelligence. The third level of intelligence is basically the problem solving tactics. Problem solving tactics. Okay, like knowing like some shortcuts, if there is any kind of shortcuts, like if I just simply do control F or something like that, or like just by clicking on certain thing, and if I can unmute someone or like record the session, like knowing the shortcuts, like so those are the problem solving tactics, knowing tricks of solving certain thing. Okay, that is the third level of intelligence. Then there is critical thinking. Critical thinking, like if like on this particular, since I have taken the example of Zoom, I can actually come up with the that if I want to put different students in different rooms, okay, then I'll be reading the manual, I'll be thinking like how to go about it, and then I'll be applying my intelligence in understanding like how to do the categorization of the students. So then I'm thinking widely here, so that you will be able to understand what I should be doing while I'm applying the critical thinking. Okay, so while you're doing all these things with deep thinking, that's known as the critical thinking skills. So you're learning any concept, literally any concept, you basically should be able to learn it with all these level of intelligence. First is terminologies, second is semantic cues, third is the problem solving tactics, fourth is the critical thinking, and last is the creativity. Okay, creativity. So like if I take example of Zoom only, then I know like how to change my name on Zoom. I know like how to basically uh, create different types of rooms in this. I know like how to basically make someone admin, how to make someone how to give different types of rights to the to the other admin that I have created. Okay, so those are basically the creativity. So you understand, like you do anything, you learn anything. I just took an example of Zoom because that was the instant thing that came in my mind. Okay, so you learn anything, literally anything. You need to apply these 5 levels of intelligence. Okay, first, terminologies, semantic cues, problem solving tactics, critical thinking, and ultimately the creativity. Okay, here today, I'm gonna ask you what kind of doubts you people are having in the topic that you recently covered in school in physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. Based on that, I'm gonna judge that you are at what level of intelligence currently. Okay, so that will help me in understanding the approach, right approach to, in fact, like give you a strategy to develop your concepts completely in those topics, in those subjects. Okay, are you guys
Okay.
with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, did you understand like what is the agenda of this session?
Yes, to check how intelligent we are.
Yeah, perfect. All right. So, guys, I'll be taking names, okay, of each one of you, and you will be asking me uh, one doubt in physics, one in chemistry, one in math, one in biology. All right. So, or whoever is having any kind of doubts, okay, you can actually just put like you can actually put chat. Okay, you can send a message on this chat that like you're having certain doubt in math or in physics or in chemistry or in biology that you have covered recently. Okay, yeah. So,
Yes, sir.
and I want 100% participation. Okay, so each
Okay.
one of you gonna put at least one subject where you want to ask your doubt. Okay, yeah.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna spend like since there are 13, I guess 13 to 14 students, so I'm gonna spend like 2 to 3 minutes per doubt. Okay, so that like in next 35 to 40 minutes, we'll be able to cover the doubts of each one of you. Okay, all right.
Okay, sir.
So I'm waiting for the chats.
Sir, I can ask. uh,
Yeah, while the first person is asking me the doubt, okay, you can put the other students can actually put like send message on the chat so that I get an order that like here right now I see Ram Kumar who has written no sound. So I know that there is a student named Ram Kumar, okay, and he is having a doubt in, let's say, physics, okay, like that. So it'll be basically uh, help me in reaching out to each one of you one by one. I hope that's clear. अब सभी लोग चैट में एक एक मैसेज डालेंगे, सिर्फ सब्जेक्ट का नाम डालेंगे, फिजिक्स या केमिस्ट्री ऐसे, ठीक है? All right, so I'm having very first doubt over here. Uh, Sir, can you explain equation of motion, which is the uh, part of physics? Okay, look. So yeah, first of all, I'm taking Aman Kumar because, and also please, the doubts, the messages that you're sending, that should go to everyone. Okay, so that everyone should be able to see your message. So the very first message that I got was from Aman Kumar. Okay, and that was for the equation of motion. So I'll show you how to go about the equation of motion actually. Okay, see, the thing is, when you are talking about the equation of motion in physics, okay, I really appreciate that you're asking uh, how to basically get the equation of motion. See, the thing is, first of all, you need to know what is the displacement, what is the acceleration, and all that thing. Okay, here I would assume that you already know what is velocity, displacement, acceleration. Okay, so what is the displacement, guys? Displacement is basically the length of the path length of a straight line drawn from the initial to the final position. Now, if I'm doing the displacement versus time graph, okay. So if I do the displacement versus time graph over here, and from certain position a person is starting and going to some different position, let's say. Yeah. So how much it is covering, how much it is covering with respect to, like how much displacement is covering with respect to time. Okay, that helps us in getting the velocity. Okay, so what is the velocity? Velocity is basically the rate of change of displacement. So when it comes to, when I have to explain it with the graphs, okay, so then what do? We basically calculate how much it has risen over how much it has run. So this is the rise over run. So that gives you the velocity. So what is velocity? Velocity is rise over run. Okay. So that is like you can say this is v is equals to delta x over delta t. Okay. Rise is delta x, run is delta t. All right. Okay. While I'm explaining, I want you all to be attentive as well. All right. So suppose if we have a graph of velocity versus time graph. Okay. We have velocity versus time graph. All right. Now in that, we define what is the acceleration. So anyone can define acceleration? Can anyone define what is the acceleration? That is the first level of intelligence where you need to know about the definition. So acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. That is the gradient of this thing. This is delta v, this is delta t. Okay. Now if suppose it is starting from point u and it is going to point v. So what is delta v? This is v minus u. And let's say this delta t is simply t. So what is acceleration? V minus u over t. Okay. Now from here, you can easily determine that v minus u is equals to at. So you can say v is equals to u plus at. So this gives you the very first equation of motion. Okay. While I have covered all these things, I actually gave you a terminology. What is displacement? What is velocity? What is acceleration? At the same time, I helped you in deriving uh, the first equation of motion, which is v is equals to u plus at, using the graph. Very simple. Yeah. Now, again, in the same graph, if I take that same graph and if I want to determine the displacement, okay. So what is the displacement? Displacement is basically the area under the graph. Yeah. Can you hear me, guys? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the displacement when you have velocity versus time graph? In that the displacement is nothing but the area under the graph. Okay. Area under the graph. Now you see that I can actually divide it into two areas. One is A1 here, other is A2 over here. Okay. Yeah. So I can simply say that S is equals to A1 plus A2. Yeah. A1
Yes.
looks like a rectangle. This is U, let's say, and this is V, let's say, and this whole thing is time t. So A1 looks like a rectangle. What is the area of rectangle? Length into breadth, U into t. Correct. What is the area? And A2 is like a triangle. Area of a triangle, half into base into height. So half into base, that is t into height. Height is this, which is V minus U. So I can simply say V minus U, right? What is that?
Yes.
Ut plus. What is V minus U earlier? You see, here also we have V minus U, which I wrote as AT. So can I say this is half T into AT, which is
Yes.
nothing but UT plus half AT square. So we got this second equation of motion. Damn easy, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then,
Yeah.
you know what is the area of trapezium?
Mm. One
What is
by
the area
half,
of trapezium, guys? Yeah.
one by
So
half, sum of parallel side and its height.
perfect, perfect. Don't you see that like this graph is like a trapezium?
Uh, yes, sir.
Yeah, where your parallel sides are U and V. Okay, and the distance between them, that the height is t. So I can say that this is half into sum of parallel side into height. Can I say that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now you see, can I, like from here, can I say that t is equals to v minus u over a? Yeah,
Yes.
perfect. So instead of u plus instead of t, I'll write v minus u over a. Okay. Now I can write this u plus v as v plus u. Tell me, v plus u into v minus u. What is that? That is nothing but v square minus u square.
Yes, sir.
And this is a thing. So v square is equals to u square plus 2as. Solved. This is with the first principle, without mugging up, you have derived all the equations of motion, okay, with simple use of the graphs, okay, isn't it? So you know what is displacement, you know what is velocity, you know what is acceleration, and with the help of the graphs, you know that like how to determine the velocity when you're given displacement versus time graph, how to determine the acceleration when you're given the velocity versus time graph, how to determine the displacement when you're given velocity versus time graph. So I have covered a lot of concept along with getting the equations of motion. Okay, you get it,
Yes.
right? Yeah, easy stuff, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But now this is, I consider as the second level of intelligence. Okay, yeah. So
Yes.
you know the terminologies, that's absolutely fine. But you were not basic principles, I consider them as the first principles. So then that is the second level of intelligence. Then comes the problem solving tactics, where you learn how to apply the formula to solve different types of problems under equations of motion. Okay, yeah. So this is the second level of intelligence, guys. All right. Okay, I'll go with the next question. What is refractive index? All right. Is that like the recent topic that you did? Because like I was hoping that like there will be one topic. But anyways, I'll cover refractive index. So what is refractive index, guys? See, the thing is, it is a physical property of any substance. Okay, when it is interacting with light. Okay, yeah. So you must have learned that there are materials which are considered to be the opaque, transparent, and translucent. Okay, yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
this particular property is because of how much amount of light they are allowing to pass through it. Okay. Yeah. So
Yes.
how much light is allowed to pass through it, that helps us in understanding the optical behavior of the substances. Now, sometimes what happens that not the entire light is going through the given substance. Okay, like suppose here is the light coming. Yeah. Now the light bends. Okay, why does it bend? Because it is meeting the medium with different density. Okay, it is meeting. It is actually meeting the medium with different density. All right, and that's
Yes.
why it bends. Now, how much it is bending? How much it is bending? That depends on the velocity of the light in those medium. You're getting it, right? Okay, right? Like suppose if you are running, okay, you're running very, very fast. All right. So if there is an open ground, you will go very fast in one straight line. But like if suppose if I put a barrier over here, then you will deviate. You will deviate, right?
Yes,
Exact
sir.
same thing happens with the light also. That like light is running, but because of the different density, it deviates. Okay. And when it is deviating, we actually are trying to understand how much it is for a material because the of a material is a constant. Okay, yeah. So suppose if I'm going from one medium to another medium, okay, It may bend like this. Okay. So there is an incident ray and then there is refracted ray. They are making, and there is a normal. They are making some kind of angle with the normal. What is normal? Normal is a straight line which is perpendicular to the surface. This is the surface. Okay. So here I gave you the terms incident ray. I gave you the term normal. I gave you another term refractive, refracted ray. Okay. I also give you a term refraction. What is refraction? The bending of light because of the change in the medium with different density. Yeah. Then I'm giving you term angle of incidence. I'm giving you another term that is angle of reflection. And then I'm giving you another term, refractive index, which is N, which is basically sine I over sine R. Okay, that is the sine or trigonometric identity, sine of the angle I over the sine of the angle R. Okay, which is a constant. So your doubt over here, what is refractive index, belongs to the first level of intelligence. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that means this is basically very basic. So you are stuck at the first level. That like you need to be very sure. First thing is the angle of incidence, angle of refraction, all that after knowing what is the incident ray, refracted ray, and then determining what is the refractive index. Okay. All right. Next
Sir,
question.
sir.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sir, this is a sine I by sine R.
Mm-hmm.
We have not uh, we have not studied sine I by sine R yet in maths,
Mm.
sir.
So no problem. Then you have another thing that you have V1 and V2. V1 is the speed in medium 1. V2 is the speed in medium. Sorry, I'm so sorry. There was a call. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So there is V1 over V2. Okay. So when you are determining the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium, then you write velocity of the light in the first medium over the velocity of the light in the second medium. So this is also a formula. Okay. This also belongs to the first level of intelligence only, where you need to be, you should have learned about the terminologies first. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, so I hope you understood this, right?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Next is how scientists actually calculate the size micro objects. So see, the thing is, there are like when it comes to the microscopy, all right. So under the microscopy, there are several ways of measuring the several ways of measuring the dimensions of any object. Okay, there are many ways of measuring the dimensions of an object. Okay, when it comes to the microscopy. Okay, but when you are asking for the in chemistry, how do they measure? Then like you're actually asking like how do they measure the length of the crystal or like the size of an atom and all that thing. So then there comes basically two types of microscopy. Okay, one is known as electron microscopy, electron microscopy. Okay, and in fact, this electron microscopy itself that also comes under something called diffraction spectroscopy. Diffraction spectroscopy. Okay, yeah. So this is something that they basically use to determine even though like not only the micro, in fact, they can go up to nano or pico. Okay, micro is what? Micro is 10 raised to minus 6. Nano is 10 raised to minus 9. And pico is 10 raised to minus 12, like that. Okay, yeah. So basically, there is something called diffraction. Diffraction is uh, if I explain you in simple terms, then I can say that like there are uh, slits like this, and if the light is coming, so these lights they basically uh, go outward. Okay, they go outward like this. Yeah. And these light, they interfere. Okay, you see, these lights are interfering. Okay, so these lights, when they interfere, they basically make a very defined pattern. Okay, where the pattern may be, overall pattern may be like something like this. Okay, where the light intensity is maximum at the center, and then is less, and then there is further increase. Okay, now these dimensions can be easily calculated. Okay, and then based on that, like, you determine what would be the size of this thing, the size through which these lights were passing. Okay, so just by uh, what I can say that, like, if you know, let me give you a simple idea that if you know here, suppose if this is the part of the circle. Okay, if I know that this is uh, s, if I know that this is theta, sorry, if I know that this is r, okay, radius of the circle, and this is s, can I determine theta? If you know the arc length, and if I know the radius, can I determine what is this angle? In maths, you will have learned that the arc length, that is s, is equals to theta over 360 into 2 pi r, right? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you understand what I mean here? S is equals to theta over 360 into 2 pi r. Have you learned this particular formula, arc length?
No, sir. It's actually new for me.
Hmm. Okay. In maths, arc of the circle, length of the arc of a circle, this is something that you have covered in grade 7, grade 8. Okay. Yeah. So if you know what is this and what is this, you can easily calculate theta. All right. And that is basically become the one of the principles in the diffraction spectroscopy. Okay. So these are the ways of measuring uh, the uh, the smallest dimensions by scientists. Okay. Yeah. So I actually consider this particular thing under basically the level 1 and level 2 intelligence, where you are unaware of the terms, and you are unaware of the process. Okay. Yeah. All right. It seems not possible. No, it is possible. Yeah, it's very much possible. How the scientists imagine the atom before the invention of microscope. So basically, uh, the atom, like, it was earlier, it was based on the hypothesis. Okay, so there is certain thing, like, suppose if sometimes the network goes off, suppose if I'm taking this particular session, and if the network goes off, you hype then you may assume that, like, I must be having the poor network, or you must be having the poor network. Okay, so this is the hypothesis. Okay, that either you or me having the poor network, that's why my voice may be cracking. Okay, so you will do an experiment. Okay, that you will ask some other student that, oh, are you able to hear him? Then he will say yes. If he says yes, then you will understand that the problem is with you. Okay, in your network. Okay, so there is an hypothesis, then there is an experiment. Okay, so exact the same way, uh, scientists, they come up with some kind of hypothesis, they run the experiment. So there was Dalton who came up with the atomic theory. Then after the Dalton, there was Thomson, then there was Rutherford. So they basically were having some kind of hypothesis, then they performed the experiment. Rutherford's experiment helped us in understanding the nucleus. Okay, then furthermore, like, other scientists, they came up with more complex things under the atomic structure. Okay, and then, like, further development helped us in understanding the entire atom. Okay. Yeah. This is
Yes.
again like, yeah. So this is much before the microscope, like people knew about the atoms because they hypothesized the presence of certain charge, certain dimensions, and then with the experiment they confirmed all those things. Okay, so yeah, this again comes under the level one and level two intelligence. Where is the application of maths? Is that the question, or it is the question for any other, like any other related question above?
It's, I think,
Rajan ji,
Rajan.
Rajan, hello.
Rajan. Sorry, I'm asking a question for you on you.
You have written where is the application of maths. So is this your doubt in general, that like where we apply the concept of maths, or is this the doubt for any question that I have done earlier? Any doubts that I cleared earlier, guys? Rajan, that is the question. Okay. So application of maths. So right now, uh, like if I show you something, okay, suppose I'm running this AI companion, okay, over here, right? Yeah, so um okay, so here I'm talking something, okay? Yeah. So I'm taking my name Ritesh. Okay, my name is Ritesh. So now if I put over here, was my name mentioned? Okay. So it is analyzing and it'll be giving me some answer. Probably it will be saying that, like, yes, your name was mentioned multiple times throughout the meeting. The meeting was held in Ritesh Jha's personal meeting and all that thing. So other participants addressed you as Sir and Ritesh during this conversation. So you see here, this AI is able to give us this particular data based on the voice, okay, based on our conversation. Okay. Yeah. But uh, it is giving this data confidently because it has run algorithms multiple times, and statistically it is right. So in my this particular sentence, I used algorithm, I used statistically. Okay, both algorithm and statistics are the part of maths only. Okay, yeah. So when you are generating the algorithm, when you are basically writing the code for the artificial intelligence or machine learning, you're actually dealing with maths. Okay, so you can see whatever we do, maths is there for sure. Okay, literally in this whole world, there are two things very much needed. One is math, other is the language. Okay, so these two things you should always master in. All right, because math and the language, that will take you to like great places. Okay, so there is math applied everywhere. So I just gave you one basic application. I really consider this as the basic application. Okay. But there is huge application of maths in this whole world. Okay. In literally in any course and literally every course, be it related to arts also, math is there. Okay. Yeah. So I hope you got the answer towards your question. Okay. But uh, I got the questions only on physics and just one question on the application of maths. Okay. Do you people have question in biology, chemistry, and some question in math also? Some doubts that you people covered recently? Anyone? We learn to represent equation on graph. Can you tell me where it is applicable? Okay. In fact, like while I was delivering a session in the school, there also I had mentioned. Suppose I give you an example that suppose if I say that a person, a baby is growing in his first 5 months with certain rate. Okay, so I'll draw a straight line. Okay, yeah. Then I say that after 5 months, after 5 months up to 10 months, it is growing at different rate. So then I have this particular thing. Okay, yeah. Now I got this particular straight line, I got this particular straight line. And based on that straight line, if I'm asked to get the equation at any point, I mean, get the growth of the baby at any point, I'll be able to determine that, isn't it? I'll be able to determine that particular thing. Okay. So whenever you have a certain thing, so suppose this is 0 comma 5, this is let's say 5 months, and this is, let's say, 8 uh, kilogram. This is 0.5 kilogram, and this is 5 months, 8 kilogram. This is 10 months, and let's say 16 kilograms. Okay, yeah. So this is the growth of the baby with in mass, basically mass growth, and this is the month of the baby. All right. Yeah. So based on this, using the coordinates 0, comma 5, 5, comma 8, you will get this particular straight line. Using the coordinate 5, comma 8, 10, comma 16, you will get this particular straight line. Okay. Yeah. I Here I'm assuming that, like, you know how to determine the equation of the straight line using the gradient and intercept y equals to mx plus c and all that, right? Yeah. So basically, if you understand what is the equation of straight line, you will be able to model certain pattern. You will be able to get the defined model for certain pattern. All right. Here I give you the example of the growth of the baby with the respect to months. Okay. But there are literally a lot of things. Okay. People apply this particular concept under linear regression with the idea of the straight line. You understand what is linear regression, and with the linear regression, a lot of problems are solved. Trust me, a lot of problems are solved. Even in the machine learning, artificial intelligence, a lot of problems are solved. Just imagine that, like, uh, a person who is running a business wants to define the salary of his employees. So he will define certain factor: the age, experience, the qualification, how many hours the person is giving to the company. Okay, then what is the rating for that particular person in that particular company? So based on all these parameters, he can actually get one particular equation. That equation may look like ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3, and so on. And based on that, the person, the business owner, can define the salary of different employees. All these things are based on the linear regression, are and they are in turn based on the equation of the motion, sorry, equation of the straight line, equation on the graph. Okay, you get it, right? So I hope I have answered your question, Aditya Kumar. Aditya.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, here is another question which I really Acha, by the way, this particular doubt, I would uh, consider this particular doubt of using the representing the equation on the graph, this under the critical thinking and creativity. So this is a level uh, 4 and level 5 of intelligence. Okay, which is a higher level doubt. Okay, all right, I really appreciate that. So why few people prefer bio? Okay, bio with what? Okay, bio with you want me to give you an example of bio with the business, bio with the math, bio with physics, bio with chemistry, bio with art, bio with the language? Tell me. I'll tell you, like, how bio is literally applied with different fields. with different subjects, okay, and just bio alone. All right, bio. If person is really interested in learning biology, okay, person will be able to have like a different type of understanding of the living things, of the human, of the animal, okay, like uh, currently, like suppose if you are saying like why people prefer so PCMB. Yeah, definitely. Like if suppose if you're relating it to the physics, let's say, okay. So if I know that, if I know about the heartbeats, okay. So so if I consider the heartbeat, so there is something called near the heart, there is something called, there are three different points. This is known as Anthoven triangle. Okay, Anthoven triangle. All right. Now, the this particular triangle is in this particular triangle, the upper region and the lower region, they are at different electric potential. See, I use the word electric potential, which is normally being used in physics. Okay, so how does it help? So if a person who is doing engineering and who is going to make ECG machine, okay, just think that like a person who is learning engineering and wants to make an ECG machine with the application of the electric potential, okay. But if it is going to measure the heart rate or the electrocardiography, any kind of problem related to the heart, then he needs to understand that why the potential is different than the potential at this particular point. Okay. So to get the advancement in the medicine, okay, you need to know biology. All right. So that's why bio is very important. Or you ask me like in what context, in what field biology is important. I'll give you the application of biology in that particular field. Okay. Specifically. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Vivek.
Yes, sir.
Any other doubt, guys? Here I can see that like people asked me physics, chem, math, bio related questions. Here only one question which I could rate as the higher level of intelligence, that was the use of equations on graph in our real world context. Okay. Yes, you whatever you are learning, learn with the real world context. Why you are learning? That's the very first thing that you need to crack. Why you are learning? If you're learning just for the sake of learning, don't learn. Okay? Literally. Learn it for, first of all, you need to understand why you're learning, how you're going to apply in future. Okay? It's not always about the grades or it's there in the textbook and you want to score marks. Okay? It's not just about that. It's about application. Okay? So if you are learning anything with these five level of intelligence, which I mentioned earlier, okay, trust me, you will learn that concept like with like in a way that like you will never forget. Trust me. Okay. So five things: terminology, semantic cues, problem solving tactics, critical thinking, and creativity. Creativity is something where you are able to make your own question also. Okay. You are able to like teach someone that specific concept. Like here, uh, if I tell you about the creativity, so I know that like these five level of intelligence were there. Okay, so I just like creatively I took an example of Zoom and I explained you these five level of intelligence. So that was creativity from my end actually. Okay, yeah. Someone asked me about the someone asked me about the application of maths. I instantly took the example of AI. So that was a creativity from my side. Okay, yeah. So basically, the point is that if you're learning anything, With these five level of intelligence, trust me, you will never forget anything. Okay, you will be able to retain whatever you learn in physics, chemistry, maths, biology till you get older. Okay, trust me. All right. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the session. Okay, it was fruitful for all of you. I'm gonna share this particular notes with you guys so that you can go through the five level of intelligence and also the equations of motion that I derived, and also whatever topic, whatever doubts I covered here in this particular session. Okay, yeah. If there is any doubt further existing, please tell me. Anyone?
Ashish, Ram, Golu, do you have any question? Rajneesh, Dheeraj, Kamlesh, don't you have any question? Then I have to give you one question that you have to write the feedback on this and submit it by tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Is it
So
okay, sir?
yes, ma'am, absolutely. I'll be glad if the students participate.
So this time I am
Uh,
sending you individual that one feedback by the students. Last time I have sent you the group one,
Correct, ma'am.
and this
I
time I am
want,
going to send you the
yeah,
individual.
yeah. I just wanna tell you that here I got the doubts coming from Ram, Vivek, Rajan, Aditya. Okay,
Actually, there is no student in Vivek in class 10th Vivek. Actually, he logged in. Someone logged in with his name. Okay, I think it was Golu or Dheeraj.
okay, all right.
Uh,
You told him.
Vivek
Ma'am,
is
it's
there in
me,
class
Ashish.
9th.
Yeah. So
I'm
someone is
also here,
asking
ma'am.
me about the Breakthrough Junior Challenge. So
Yes.
guys, I want you to explore it. I'm gonna definitely tell you about all these things. We'll go gradually. We'll go one by one. Right now, like today, I just uh, trying. I was trying to judge your level of intelligence, okay, with the type of doubts that you asked me. Okay, yes, I'm judging. Please don't feel wrong about it. Okay, that
No,
I'm
sir,
being
it's okay.
judgmental. I'm
It's
yes, I'm being judgmental. I'm telling you that yes, I'm being judgmental here, so that I'll be able to help you in a best possible way. Okay, yeah. So
yes, sir.
yeah, so all these things we'll be doing one by one. So this week is I'm trying to be familiar with the students. Okay, I'm trying to like know you people well. Okay, then from the next week we'll be doing further counseling and further more sessions where all these things will be coming step by step. So don't worry. Okay, I will be meeting you multiple times. All right, and there will be a defined approach for uh, like for you all to take you to a different level. Okay, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank you,
so
sir.
don't worry. Yeah. All right. So please share your feedback in good detail. All right. So that will help me in understanding like if I need to improve at any point or for any aspect. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. Ma'am, I want your
Yes,
feedback
sir.
as well. Okay. Thank
Sure,
you,
sir.
ma'am,
It
for
is actually
staying with.
informative for me also, sir. I am attending for last two sessions. It was the second session attending. It was formative.
Yes,
It is formative for me because being a school leader, I should have the idea about each and every subject. Ki what subject has what kind of prospect. So you are briefing it in detail. So it is good for me as well as the students also. Any school will be privileged if they will get like this. Thank you so much,
yes, ma'am.
sir.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
will write
Thanks a
in the
lot.
details, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.